Welcome to our lovely future humans and to the 5D Collective. We are going to have a short channeled guidance food for thought. I have a bunch of ascended masters, archangels, and my future self galactic beings here. They have consistently made themselves known, so much so that I've been giggling all day long. And so I'm going to get to the gist of it, but it is all about why when we're overflowing with humanity, divinity consciousness descends. Okay, so divinity, we're not divine. It's that we are open in a body that is connected. Tune into the emotional, resilience, emotional, the title of I forget what the title was, but it's where emotional regulation, there we go. It's not one size fits all, it's personalized to you. Okay, so it's personalized to you because, as I was saying in it, it's when you have a body in connection, you own the child parts. And so with the ascended masters, archangels, galactic beings, and my future self included is here, God, all of it. You bring it all in, and if you're new, you can tune into other episodes to hear a little bit more about my story. Or you can read the chapter that I wrote in the book. I'm a co-author of The Ways to God. So the chapter is called God is Discerning, Equanimous Love. Okay, when you are a heart with a brain, with a mind, with a body, and a self that is owned by you, you will know how to feel with an open heart while that heart is hurt or sad or broken. And just like the lovely city of Naples, Italy, where you can see the beauty behind the chaos and the disorder, you too will be able to see the beauty behind the chaos and the disorder because we don't suffer life. So the 5D Collective are open-hearted individuals who know how to walk a walk and talk a talk. And then with science proving that with that which spirituality also proves, which is all of our brothers and sisters, they're all angels. So we're all walking, talking, magical angels that live with love and fear life. And then we balance it in a harmonious number of frequencies. The ones who do love, they know all about how when people irritate us or make us sad or make us afraid, and they don't make us, but when we're interacting with differences, we have a heart that lives in recognizing itself in another. So I have a 1-year-old and 3-year-old, okay? And that is the main message from all of those who are with me today and who will continue, by the way, to come through me. They have made me aware that it's time for me to integrate that which is the different messages that they, throughout the years, I like to do it Maria's way. So remember, it's always going to be food for thought, channeled guidance, and that is something that obviously, though, I will sit down with too, because at times when you're intuitive, if you don't know, we have a very specific feeling and there's a very specific way that the download happens, and then it doesn't go anywhere until you're doing what they want you to do, quote unquote. And then again, I'm so grounded in reality that I just think, you know what, I'm cool with Sam Harris's quote, many of our churchable beliefs can be falsifiable, which is why I'm cool with someone saying, is it really real? Well, I mean, really, 97% of what is out there is unavailable for scientists to look into. So I'm going to say what's number one is that you have no resentment, revenge, anger, or any of that, which is emotions against human beings, because overflowing with humanity means, you know, we're all imperfect and flawed. That's why, again, everyone's an angel. And as Hippocrates points out, everyone wants to heal until the medicine shows up in the form of discipline. And that's why the bunch of people who don't go to therapy, they won't heal. But as Hippocrates also mentions, a wise man should consider that health is the greatest of human blessings. So when you get a body connected and an embodied brain and you own the sense of self, great. So healing trauma is available to all of those who choose to bring to life and their relationships their A game. And our relationships are actually our gifts. So our brothers and sisters all are appreciated and give us the opportunity to maintain that which is called checks and balances. So one of my main archangels is Metatron. And as he has presented himself around with also, I found out about Enoch and Orion and more of these who are part of my oversoul and Maria's journey. And well, not Maria, the soul. It's not Maria, has nothing to do with it. That's why I understand what I'm being guided, and this is me extra sharing right now, but I wanted to actually also read to you. The Lord promised Enoch that he would never again flood the earth. And And Enoch, if you don't know who he is, he not only lived his life by faith in the God of heaven and earth, but he also lived his life in intimate communion with God. And furthermore, there's a part of Jewish mysticism who tells you that Enoch, who is a primordial sage, or was, and prophet, was taken by God to heaven and transformed into the angel Metatron, who then became an archangel. And as Orion and a bunch of more words, names of gods and things that I don't have the capacity to retain right now, came through, so what happens is we get to meet mystics, spiritual ones, other voices, other of mystics and spiritual ones, channelers and downloaders, who bring to us parts of who we are, and then they activate. So we all activate each other, and that's where I will potentially activate through storytelling and through messages and through any of that. It doesn't even have to be a point of view with our mystic stuff. It could be one of the ones that are more focused on personal growth. But that's why I like to bring sciences and spirituality in, because sensations, images, feelings, behaviors, affects, and meanings, or sensations, images, behaviors, meanings, affects, the CBAM, that's Peter Levine, that's always at play. So you'll know when something comes up, if your body's connected, you own the sense of self, so all your child parts, when you have been triggered, because some image will come up. And then you will be able to welcome it, and then you will be able to not repeat it if you're doing the emotional regulation that we talked about, which is personalized to you, because you want to bring forth your ventral vagal state, your grown-up version. And that's the beauty of living life mindfully and with an open heart, and knowing that we all can have a heart that is broken. But just because it gets broken doesn't mean we're going to talk about people as monsters, because that's exactly what those poor children who have not forgiven what happened to them do. So while I can be just as irritated as anybody else can be about what happens on our globe, I also know we have free will, and we get to come together, those of us who are in the frequency of the 5D, and then we get to continue to not only imbue Earth with the ventral energy and love, but then we're also the ones who have an integrated brain. So emotional mental intelligence thrives, and that's because we're going to consistently be able to bring forth our best game, because we actually care about all well-being and not just some. So as Sadhguru points out, may your decisions be based upon what truly matters and works, not upon your likes and dislikes. And then, as he also shares, never think in terms of who is doing better or worse than you. The only question is whether you are doing your best. And you're going to do your best when you can notice all of those emotions and become your functional child adult, like Terrio points out. So we know how to love each other unconditionally with flaws and imperfections. And that's why angels, we're all humans, we're all angels, we all can be divinity. Yes, some of us are channelers and downloaders, and we have a lot more, like my lovely team here, and galactic beings, which again, it'll be fun to bring them to you Maria's way. But the ones who are of science, I honor all of them, for they are the reason why every human will be able to be open-hearted and to be able to actually have a heart that can cry, and then know it's okay, because you will have chosen your own self-care by becoming a body that's connected. You're the self of you, and now you allow yourself to know how to be with emotionally mature people, and then when emotionally immature people are around, to not expect that they will love you with love, but that they will love you with the fear of losing you, that they will love, and that they don't know how to welcome who they are, and they're still living something that was traumatic that they will solve if they ever want to, and if they don't, that's why Cusco and Pacha, they continue to live together. Just because Cusco is lying doesn't mean Pacha's going to kick him out, because why would that happen? Pacha's better than that. He knows exactly what it means to be a person who is vulnerable, and that's the beauty of a heart that recognizes a heart in another, and that doesn't go calling people names just because they might have broken your heart. Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. Da, 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 da. Look at all these. This is my first crystal, and it is the moldavite, and then all these are angel crystals, and I love them all. The bottom one is a feminine element, so I thought I'd share. Got a nice wand going on here. Look at all these are all high energy, and if you don't know, yes, crystals definitely keep your vibe up. So sometimes I surround myself with all of them, And I wanted to show you this one. This one is grounded in earth. So again, our brothers and sisters, they all have a journey, and our journey is that we get to love them just the way they are. And then if they want, they bring to us their A game. And if they don't want to, they don't have to. Nobody's going to make them in this lifetime. And in the future, all people know sciences and spirituality are married together forever. That's really the keys. There's Metatron right here. The keys to the future. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun. And I look forward to us hanging out in future workshops and retreats and just building our community. And then I look forward to us knowing that Cusco's, they're going to be doing Cusco's. But again, that's for another day. Thanks for stopping by. I hope that you can like, share, and subscribe, and share with those who are part of our 5D collective. And again, woo-woo, it's good. And you don't have to treat intuitives or channelers, any of those who are out there, as people who know everything. And in fact, red flag, if someone thinks they have the way for you to connect to the higher and that they're the divine thing, God is discerning, equanimous love. Jesus mentions forgiveness and humility, and then Holy Spirit too. And whenever you get any kind of irritation in a way that is irritated, you want to work with it, because your clarity comes from your ventral energy and from you knowing that we are all in the same boat. We're all afraid of tomorrow not coming back, because we all want to be here, at least the ones of us who love life. The ones who suffer life, I'm not talking for them, because I would hug all of them. And really right now what I'm going to do is surrounding. Right now they're all surrounded with love. All you need is love. Boom, boom. Well, you need to choose to open your heart to it though. And that is the journey for those who heal, and then they come back around, and with our A game we have fun. So I hope to see you back again soon.